All right, all right, all right. We are live. Welcome everybody. We've got some people in here. This is going to be a great show. I always feel awkward when I start without music, so I'm feeling a bit. What's happening here? But we're going to have a great show here today. I'm so excited because we're going to be talking to one of my favorite artists in Comicsgate. I've been following this guy for a long time on Twitter, watching what he's up to. He's got a lot of cool projects out and in the works. And that person is Pat Maxton. How you going, Pat?
Hey, thank you. That's really kind of you. I'm doing great.
Also known as Doodle Bags.
Yep, that's my Twitter handle anyway.
Which is funny because when Dan Frager came on the scene and he was Couch Doodles, now all of a sudden there was a source of confusion. Have you run into that at all?
I haven't yet. I don't think I'm at the scale of Mr. Frager yet. So,
well. Maybe not in notoriety, but definitely in skill. You're doing some amazing work, man. I'm going to be very complimentary today to you because I really like what you're doing. And of course, we have Blue Samurai and Poland here. How you going, buddies?
I'm good.
Doing well.
Good, good.
Hello.
Poland is the one who organized this whole thing together to get Pat on. So very thankful for that, Poland. And
yeah, I'm glad to do it. Pleasure.
Absolutely. And we've got some people in the chat. How the chat? Who have we got here? Devilfish is here. He says, hail. Changas Khan is here. He's saying hello. Skip Edwards is back. What's up? What's up, Skip? How you going? Christopher's here. Hello, everyone. Magic Turtle. G'day.
Hello.
Here's Birdie. Go. Oh, g'day, mate. If there's any internet issues today, I don't know what's going on with my internet. It's not liking me today, but that's why I'm not. We're all kind of in avatar form today, just to not put much strain on the bandwidth. Dorim, how would I say this, guys? Dorimicon. Subscribe. Thank you. He says, I did not realize you had a YouTube channel. Lucent Vestige artist stream, just awesome. Yeah, well, we'll be talking about more about Lucent. Vestige today. God, a minute. We'll talk a little bit about the Lucent today, but later. Yeah, thanks for coming, buddy. Great to see you here. World's Greatest Game is back. Hey, everyone! Finally caught the start. Yeah, I feel bad now because we didn't have a video to start off with, but we just kind of move with what we got. El Argo's here. He says, "Hail, Michael. Hail, chat." Comics with Callaway's here. Hello. Great to see everyone popping in. So look, Pat, what we'd like to do here is before we kind of get into the books that you're working on and all that sort of selling stuff and all that good stuff, I like to just kind of meet the person a little bit. Like, this is the first time I've ever spoken to you. So, I'm interested to kind of just hear your story and, your background and see how you got into this this whole crazy thing that we call comics.
Oof.
Where to start?
Yeah, really. Well, I guess
what's the first comic you think you remember reading?
Well, I always grew up reading the Sunday Funnies. That was the big thing for me. I actually wanted to be a comic strip artist at first.
Yeah, right on. I actually started on Garfield and
Me too.
Peanuts, Snoopy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I used to get the collected book editions of them. I reread them like 100 times each.
I probably have them somewhere.
They're still good. They hold up. They're still good. I want to find them again and give them to my kids because, that's a good way to get them into the whole, the system of sequential stories and they're entertaining for kids. So why not?
Yeah, exactly. That's how I got into it. Was just because I had them because they were in the paper.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm old enough to say that. Yay!
You remember newsprint?
Yep.
We still have papers here, but
you're not the only one.
The only time I ever see a newspaper is when I go into, say, like a fast food place. They'll have a paper sitting there. That's the only time I ever see one. Just don't see them around anywhere.
Yep.
All right, so you're reading funny papers and stuff. And did you get into like Marvel, DC? Is that your
Not
background?
at all, actually, surprisingly.
No.
I never really read superhero stuff. I didn't really.
Mhm.
I only read comic strips, and then it was mostly fine arts from there. Actually, I didn't really read comics because I kind of bought into the whole anti-comic position most people hold. Unfortunately,
Yeah, you're like Poland. You poo-pooed
Yeah, exactly.
them, didn't you, Poland?
Yep.
Yeah, so he's
That's right.
new. Poland came into comics through Comicsgate, so he was like
Oh,
he was
sweet.
into other stuff, and then it was just the glory of what we're doing here that he couldn't say no to any longer.
Yeah, exactly. For me, it was I was in 5th grade and I read Bone by Jeff Smith,
Mhm.
and I was, oh, okay, this is exactly what I've been looking for. And from there on, I still don't really read that much comics. I've read the important ones, I guess, but I still don't really read a lot. I love drawing and I love storytelling. That just happens to be comics.
Yeah.
So I feel bad when I'm like, oh, I haven't read that all the time, but you know, it is what it is. And
it's totally cool. I feel proud to say, like, I dipped out of comic books for 20 plus years. So I mean, comic books was my life when I was a kid. Absolute life.
Yep.
You know, I just wanted to be a comic artist. That's all I ever wanted to do. I was just wanted to, you know, that's all I ever wanted to work in. And then because I'm in Australia, I just kind of felt really disconnected from it. This is obviously pre-internet. There's no, you know, there was no way I felt like I had a path forward into the comic book industry. And then on top of that, Marvel went bankrupt, and it just felt like to me it was all over at the time. And then, you know, I just kind of moved on with my life. And it wasn't until Zach brought me back into actually reading books again on a regular basis, and that's how I learned about Comicsgate and, you know, everything that was happening. I had my eye on it because I was, you know, watching YouTube videos. I watched like Sargon or V or whatever, and they'd have a chuckle about the kind of the feminist stuff that was going on in the comics, but I wasn't really too interested. Even though I was making my own comic, I just felt that was completely separate from whatever was happening in the mainstream.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't feel bad at all. Like, especially when guys talk about anime and manga a lot around these parts. I go on Liam Gray's stream, and they start talking manga. I have no idea what they're saying. They may as well be speaking another language.
Oh yeah, it's really hard to keep up. There's so much of it now too. It's like really. It's one of the biggest. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I was just agreeing with you. Sorry, I did like jump in a lot.
That's fun. That's one of the biggest hurdles, in my opinion, for superhero comics. Is like, I don't know where to start or where to even begin or what to read, so I just never even approached it. That's one of the biggest reasons I didn't really read superhero stuff. I was mostly indie, I guess, because of Bone, and then whatever I could really get my hands on. Oh, Fables. That was another one. I loved that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I kind of, after I stopped collecting, even though I still have an affinity for Spider-Man, which was my whole big thing when I was a kid, I never came back to the superhero stuff. And it's only just sort of now I'm starting to buy a bit more superhero stuff in through Comicsgate. Like Dan Frager's, for example. Like, I'm a big fan of Cyberfrog. I don't really consider that superhero story. It just doesn't have that vibe to me. But I guess Black Flag is kind of a return to the more 90s style hero stuff. But yeah, I'm with you as well. I just kind of grew into other kinds of stories, and that's what's so cool about comics is you can tell pretty much any kind of story in a comic book.
Oh yeah. That's probably the biggest problem with American comics right now, is that it's so isolated into genre that once that died, then nobody knew what to do. That's why they're all trying to be Spider-Man, but it's a young adult novel instead.
Yeah, you're right. That is. They're so locked in. They feel like they have to have it superhero, but then they also want to do, a Vampire Diaries YA love story. So they just kind of try and smush the two together, and it's just not realizing that no one wants to watch that.
Yeah.
No one wants to look at that Gotham High book from a few weeks ago.
That's what I'm thinking about. It just reminds me of that. It reminds me of that first
years were slice of life, but they were all like, I don't know. When I was flipping through them when I got back into comics, the image titles started to strike me as like either really weird sci-fi, which is okay, or what do you call it? Not Hallmark Channel, but that channel, Lifetime Channel.
Lifetime, yeah.
Yes. So I was like, okay, no.
Could you imagine a worse sounding genre than slice of life?
No.
It's the least appealing thing you could imagine. Oh, it's a slice of life story. No thanks.
That's the whole point. The whole point of story is to like condense reality and learn something from it, not to say, isn't my laundry entertaining too, people?
Oh, but they're popular though. They're popular among the, I don't know, young.
They're not
14-year-old girl crowd. No, they are in webcomics. They seriously are, like slice of life.
I know they get
romance
made.
Comics.
They get made. I don't know if they're popular. What do you read?
Christopher John, he's liking my cartoons. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, absolutely. I've gotten a lot of new subscribers because of that bad boy. I'm up to like, I don't know, 1,150, which is, yeah, very nice to see. I like that I'm now in the 1,000K, in the 1K club, as it were. Totally. Anthony Perron says, Hal Bancroft, Hal Anthony. And I've got my first ever someone who was unsubscribed from me against their will. I see that a lot. It's never happened to me, but people, obviously it happens to them. So glad you're back.
Welcome.
So you're okay. So you're not really big into comics per se, but you do like drawing. You're an art guy. I guess I'm assuming you're an art guy from like way back.
Oh yeah, I've been drawing since I was born, basically.
Yeah. So you're like me. You just started drawing as a kid. You just never stopped.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then the good thing about that is, it's funny. Like when we say, "Oh, yes, we'll just start a comic," and then people go, "What do you mean you just start drawing a comic? What's your background?" You're like, "Well, I can draw," and they don't realize, like, if you've kept up drawing your whole life, you can just kind of pick this stuff up and learn, and just go from there.
It's the storytelling flow that's the difference.
Definitely.
It is, yeah, that is something you do have to kind of learn. That's been quite hard for me. Apparently, Anthony is craving some cookies. He might drive down to 7-Eleven to go cookie crazy. Well, okay, you do that, but make sure you don't miss the stream.
That's a valiant
with enough for everybody.
Hail and well met, everybody. Doodle babes, great to meet you. Yeah,
good to meet you too. Thank you.
Yeah, I've been a huge fan for a while now, and ever since you trounced the competition and drawn and backhold, I have been a huge fan. So great to see you here. And Blue Samurai.
Yes.
Great to see you. Poland. Hail and well met. And
I
Michael,
just saw you on the other stream.
I know. I'm everywhere, man. I'm everywhere.
I've been non-stop streaming as well. I just went onto Shay's channel. We were talking about editing, and I was talking about that Star Wars video about how Star Wars was saved in the edit. Everyone needs to go watch that if you're thinking about storytelling and stuff. It is really a good video. But back to Doodle bags. So the when I first saw you was because you were sharing around some stuff for GIGADEATH, and you got some amazing stuff going on there. And hopefully, I don't know if you've got any stuff to share about that later. We're gonna talk about Vestige first, but you have an amazing colorist too working with you.
Oh yeah,
doing some incredible things. Does she speak English? Is she around? I don't see her streaming anywhere.
I'm not sure if she's really Comicsgate per se, so I think she could definitely write English because she's on Twitter.
Yeah,
so it's translated via that.
A lot of these people, sometimes they're like Philippines or somewhere, and they're not really going to be able to come onto streams. But like, I just want to talk to them because some of them are so amazing. There's another one called Farah Nurmaliza, who's a colorist on seemingly everything. And I would just love to get her on stream and just chat because some of the work that she's doing is freaking amazing. But I don't know if there's a language barrier or whatever's going on. I just don't see them around. But your colorist, what's her name?
At Angram.
At Angram.
I don't actually know her name. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Twitter name's fine. Friggin', she really does some amazing stuff with your work. So,
awesome.
So what made you if you're not really like big into comic book reading, what made you want to start getting into comics? Did you get into? Is it because you got into Comicsgate, or how'd that happen?
Well, ever since reading Bone, I've always wanted to draw, and I've always wanted storytelling, and that's how I fell into comics after reading Bone. I was like, oh, I've been stupid my whole life. Comics are like a thing that are good to use for storytelling and then also drawing. And basically from that, like literally the day that I read it in 5th grade, like in the middle of the year, I was like, oh, okay, comic artist. Because I always knew I wanted to be an artist. I just didn't know what kind.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought comic strip artist, then I thought illustrator, and then I was like, okay, I have the dream and time to pursue.
Time to get going.
Yep.
So did
Time's
you go to
a
school
wasting.
for art?
Sorry?
Did you go to school for art then?
Oh, yes. 2, technically.
Oh.
My senior year.
Well trained.
My senior year. Oh, yeah. Well, I probably didn't pay attention very much, but my senior year of high school, I went to the School for Creative and Performing Arts in Cincinnati, where I'm from, and I graduated from Minneapolis College of Art and Design, which is why I'm here now.
All right.
How long ago?
2012, or no, I'm sorry, 2016. I graduated.
Okay, so you've been out for a couple of years. Nice.
Yep.
And look what it produces.
Yeah. Now I got to catch up a little bit. Is this your first comic book, or is this just old hand for you now?
Professionally, it's my first.
Okay.
I guess GIGADEATH
Gotcha.
was, because I actually started on GIGADEATH a while ago. But
nice.
Yeah,
Are you familiar with
It's
GIGADEATH?
going to be in CG
Bandito?
Jumpstart, right?
Yes, at least 6 pages of it.
A preview of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be like a graphic novel format.
Nice.
Follow the writer. He's
And that's how I. Who is it? Sorry.
At Hugh Hoyland. It's like at GIGADEATH on Twitter or something like that.
Okay. Yeah.
Sure.
Cool.
He's
I'm
cool.
pretty sure I follow that account. Yeah, the book looks great, and that's how you kind of caught my eye. So, how did you get involved with Vestige?
Well, Gat found me behind a dumpster. Is the story.
Passed out.
As most artists these days are. Yeah, it's understandable.
Working out.
Exactly.
Well, no, hang on. You were working out. Yeah, you've been working out lately. You're posting all your workout videos. You were.
Oh yeah. Well, this joke came before I was posting that.
How did that whole thing start? You've been posting all these workout videos. What's the story behind that?
Oh well, I have a really good friend who I work out with, and I couldn't post anything from Vestige. Gat didn't want me to, which is understandable because he doesn't want spoilers, which I totally agree with. And I was like, well, I can't just not post anything because that's all I'm going to be working on for 3 months. So I was like, well, I kind of want to post workout videos just to like have something anyways. So I just started doing that.
Yeah, well, they're getting around, so yeah, good idea.
One of the best things about your workout videos is how you're...
Doodle?
Sorry, Poland, go ahead.
Oh, he's gone.
Oh, he's out of
Back
range.
to you, Blue.
Oh, there he is.
These are, this is like some sort of earth-shattering question too. Like it was probably something along the lines of like the, secrets to the universe type stuff.
Yes.
I know Poland is the one who kind of got this whole thing started to get Doodle bags on.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
So he's feeling he's probably kicking himself that he's now on the road while we've got you here, but we can get you back. So I'm sure he'll want to do that again.
Oh, definitely.
Well, your workout videos are really cool because they're of how creative they are in terms of we're all stuck at home. If you have a backyard full of whatever backyards are full of, or I don't have a yard at all, but just find things and look at how they can be used has been a lot of your focus. Like it's almost like how an artist has to think. You don't just see a vase, you see the trapezoid that encompasses the vase, that sort of thing. So yeah, that's why your videos have been great as far as working out. It's like, it's not a tire, it's a weight, and you can lift it. You do curls with a tire, and people are going, oh my God, I never thought of that. So we like you.
Well, obviously they're not fans of Rocky.
Yay!
I know.
Yeah.
Go back and watch Rocky.
I still haven't seen it.
What?
It's so popular. I know the movie already. I just haven't actually watched it yet.
Don't worry. I haven't seen it.
I'm going to spoil it for you. He
loses
at the end. Although he does lose in a couple of them, but it's in a good way.
We don't know how that final fight goes in the second one. So, they pause it.
It just ends on the yeah, that's right.
So we don't know if he got trounced.
Ding ding.
Yeah.
Well, he's a champion in the third one.
Yep.
That's true. He must have crawled his way back.
I haven't seen a Rocky film since I was too young to remember.
That's because in the second one he was fighting wasn't he fighting Mr. T in the second one?
No, the third one. In the second one he was fighting Victor Creed again.
Oh, was he? Oh God! Now I have to go back in the. He does lose in the first movie. You're right. I was just making a little funny, Alago.
It was a little funny.
Okay, we've got GIGADEATH here.
Yeah,
he says you're fired, so you're out.
Hello.
Sorry, buddy.
Good luck.
You haven't seen Rocky, you're fired. This is how it goes these days.
It's okay.
The statue.
I think at this point, Doodle Bigs will be able to pick up some work somewhere.
I think so. Yeah. Felix has to care. Felix has to look at him. He just comes in and starts dropping links. I love it. Dropping Shard of Gozen. Are you familiar with Savage Shard of Gozen, Doodle Bags?
Not yet. I haven't heard of that.
A really good friend. It's not a comic. A really good friend of the channel. His goes by the name Planet Tobor, Matt Fitzgerald. He's got a cool game that he's been making for a while now.
Oh.
It's available on Steam in what do they call it? It's like not finished yet. It's still testing, but we love beta. Yeah.
Oh,
but anyway, back to Vestige.
Early access is what it's called.
Early access.
Yeah.
Back to Vestige. So you passed out behind a dumpster, and what do they call Gat? What's the nickname they call Gat? Well, anyway, Gat comes in. The Black Wizard. That's it. The Black Wizard sort of appears in a silhouette. You look up, and you see him there, and he extends a hand to you, maybe, or he's got a staff up there, and he's like, "Come with me, my child." That's how it went, I assume.
Basically, they saw what I was doing on GIGADEATH, and they thought I was right for a project that they wanted to put in CG Jumpstart, which will be in there when it comes out.
When it launches. Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
I'm super pumped for CG Jumpstart. I've said it many times. I don't believe we know the effect and the value that CG Jumpstart can have on Comicsgate. And, obviously we walk through the shadow of darkness right now. The human sunbeam has turned away from us, but that does not mean that there isn't a path forward. And, if people can get behind, seeing new creators and new projects and giving them just a taste through a publication like CG Jumpstart, I think that it can be a huge benefit to Comicsgate. So
definitely,
super excited.
That's what I did. Besides the money.
Yeah, I mean, I've been kind of notorious for not wanting to take sides in this whole big fight that's going on. Try to ignore it as best as I can and just focus on what I think looks cool. And I've actually voiced my skepticism before on that it's a printed magazine. But man, it definitely looks cool, and I like
it's mini publications. It's not a magazine. It is miniaturized publication.
All right. I'm not criticizing. I'm just saying that I've voiced my skepticism.
It's an amalgamation. It's like heavy metal magazine, right? Okay. And I think the world is ripe for something new like that.
Look, I love the energy, and it all looks good. So that's all I care about.
With the Micah Curtis interview in there, you see something like that, and I know I could have a Micah Curtis interview just on video saved on a hard drive, but when you have it printed out over 3 pages, it's just different. And then I know some of the other comics in there are previews rather than exclusives, but if I don't know about it and there's going to be like a 6-page exclusive in there, that's awesome. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, there's like a bunch of those actually. Now that I think about it, cool. I'm not sure if they're still happening. They might have moved on, but there's definitely a lot of that. That's what the two things I did forget were, or one thing I did forget.
Well, there's definitely people in this stream who are really looking forward to it, so that's a good thing. And all right, so yeah, they like what you were doing there, and they just kind of like say, hey, we think you'll be the right fit for the follow-up to the massive smash hit that was Vestige. I still haven't gotten mine yet, but I'm eagerly awaiting its arrival. I don't know when it's going to come because I kind of don't know if you can tell here. I've got the Aussie accent going, and nothing has arrived in a long time from international here, and I'm worried it's going to really take a long time, which is sad because I really want to read that first Vestige.
Yeah, I haven't received Vestige yet, and I haven't received the trading card from Ethan's channel. I mean, nothing's coming through, and I'm up in Canada, so who knows? Yeah. Who knows when anything will get out here? It's got to. It's got to come on plane. It's got to be sorted. It's got to be put onto a horseback and dragged out to somewhere. Right?
The Monties have to do it.
Yeah.
Notice exactly. It says "up in Canada." Up Canada. Right. That's so hemispherist.
So how long?
Okay, well that killed the conversation.
I was reading the chat. Devilfish just he pointed out my hypocrisy.
Oh,
I just couldn't think of anything.
God, I love Devilfish. Hail Devilfish, love you, buddy.
What can I say? We all need a piece of it. It seems if you're not dealing in hypocrisy these days, you're not dealing in Comicsgate.
all right.
Hey, Doodles, outside of your backyard, because we're getting to know you a little bit, were you friends now? Huh? So anyway, since we're getting to know you, getting to know all about you and singing songs from The Sound of Music, where were you working out in a gym before everybody got house arrested, or is this something you decided? Okay, so where did you start lifting? Was that like part of high school? Did you play football? Tell us about yourself.
Well, it depends on your definition of lifting, I guess. I basically grew up in the woods, and my dad, you could say he's a Luddite, and cheap, and an asshole. No, I'm sorry, I love
good combination. All right.
But he had. I love my dad. I'm sorry, it was just a joke. He had this. He didn't like to use the heater. So we would split wood for a wood stove. And that was all that. And he worked construction, and he had his own company. So he would have me and my brother working on his job sites since I was like 4 years old. And I was splitting wood and stacking it at like 6. So that really helped with the lifting department because I was just moving trees since I was a kid. And then I met my friend who I still work out with right now, and he got me into going into the gym. I was about 318, I think, which, I mean, there was a lot of muscle there, but it was also a lot of fat, and it was just not good. And he got me to start hitting the gym, and it was amazing.
Does anyone know what that is in kilograms for the us non-imperialists?
I'll give us a minute. We'll get there.
You're wrong. You're just wrong with your kilometers and your
our things that make sense. Well, you're actually lighter than Micah.
Oh, really?
Curtis. Yeah, Micah's weigh that like 159.
It's 144 kilograms, but that's what he was, not what he is now.
Yeah.
I'm good stuff, 243 right now, actually.
Oh, wow, that's huge.
Oh, okay. That's like 110 kilos.
You're a monster.
That is massive, dude. That is massive that you lost that much. Well done.
Thank you. I'm still going to lose more. I'm not done.
Okay, but after you lose it, don't find it.
No.
Yeah, you put in all that work, and then,
I'm going to be going to doing strongman exercises. My friend who's training me, he's like super into telling me to do that, and I love doing that kind of lifting, so I'm totally down.
Awesome, because it sounds like that's what you grew up doing anyway, the log contest they have. And
Exactly. I had a bit of a lifting advantage shall we say.
The experience matters.
My grip strength is apparently, for somebody who never focused on grip training, is not beginner level, shall we say. Because holding on to logs apparently.
Ryan, that's not nice. We love Micah. He's not going to need to be forklifted out of his living room. He looks
he's
all
not
right.
that big.
I don't know. When he was talking,
No, he's really tall. He's really tall.
Micah felt like he might have to be forklifted out. When he was talking about, he was like, "Oh, I'm getting flabby," and you just saw he was just "I can't deal with this." So hopefully he gets on something more than just resistance bands.
We're
Ryan,
we'll be behind him.
Fun. Working out is just so much fun.
It is.
Yeah,
it is when you get into it. When you're not into it, it's hard to get back into it. That's what I've found.
It takes about 2 months.
Yeah.
As long as you're consistent in eating healthy. Oh, sorry. My bad.
I don't think Micah heard me the other night on stream, overlap and ending and whatever. But I told him, well, just get stable first, because he was talking about I need to go hit those weights over in the other part of his living room. And I told him, no, focus on your stability first, because he'd said he'd been out of it for a while. And when he said the next day, he's like, I did bands and I'm really sore everywhere. It's like, yes, focus on stability. A lot of people just want to hit it hard right from the beginning. They've never done anything. Pathway to injury, wearing yourself out, stuff like that. Stabilize your joints first. So for people listening.
Oh, shit.
All right. Well, anyway, this isn't a workout show. We're going to get back on the art.
I was going to say, what is your
look at
workout nerds?
I've been noticing.
I'm watching the clock.
I'm feeling that Gat really doesn't like to give many spoilers away, because there's not actually that much art on the page, surprisingly. So he really doesn't like to give away spoilers, does he?
Well, how deep are you into the book right now, Doodles?
I am 35.
What? And this is all we got? Oh my goodness.
How long's the book?
48. It's gonna be another 48 pages each time.
So you're pretty close then.
It's almost finished.
Oh my goodness.
How far is the coloring?
Is this the scene from here? Spoil some stuff. Now that Gat doesn't like spoilers. Is this the scene from Jack the Ripper?
I have no clue what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. He blacked out.
He doesn't know the
reason.
story. He was just given directions.
Yeah, he was just really detailed in what I should draw, but not a script.
Really? Seriously, he didn't give you the script?
No, I was kidding. I just don't want to say it.
Oh my goodness.
So come on, Bandito, pick up on the vibe, man.
I know. I'm sorry. What did you think of Gat's story?
Oh, it's great. Yeah, I love this kind of stuff.
Yeah. So
I love historical things. I love history, and I love adventure stories, and I love.
I've not heard anyone say anything bad about Vestige. So obviously, it's really everyone who's gotten it really likes it, and they all have brought up that they love that historical. Link.
It's kind of sad, but the thing I like about it the most is it's something my dad would read, and I really want him to do that.
That is super cool.
Well, I should probably tell him the campaign's up.
Yeah, let him know. Say, hey, Dad, I'm a published professional artist, man. Come on. People want to come talk to me on the stream. And you've got a colorist. Yeah, you're not doing the color. You're not doing the colors.
Oh, no, I can't color for anything. Literally, I'm the worst.
But yeah, and then these colors really work
Jason
too.
Lewis again.
Jason Lewis. Okay, I'm not
the same guy as the first one.
Jason Lewis. All right. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I haven't got mine yet, so not familiar with the whole team yet.
Happy. I'm so happy.
Yeah, I see. That's something that I don't really know about. I don't really know about giving your line art to someone and then they come back with the colors. I've never had that experience before, but I imagine it must be pretty good when you get it back and it looks this good.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't either, and now I'm like, okay, I'm spoiled.
And how excited are you to get this into people's hands? How are you going to feel when you know someone is going to be holding this?
Awesome. There's really no other way to put it.
Whoa.
I'm going to feel freaking out.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, because I really I really dig this this art style. Like I said, I've always been a fan ever since I saw your initial postings of GIGADEATH. So it just seems to really fit the story.
I'm noticing that this looks pretty good without being colored, and I appreciate that. That's the stuff I really like.
Thank you. I mean, yeah, I should.
Well, and you've always captured all the artwork that I've seen has always been about capturing that moment in time. So every single piece kind of has to stand on its own. At least that's what I'm seeing here. Everything has to have a little bit of emotion. Everything has to have a purpose and a reason. Everything leads into the next scene, the next panel kind of thing. So yeah, you're doing good work. You're doing good work, Doodles.
Yeah,
thank you.
Seriously,
thank you.
As someone who's come into comic book art a bit like yourself, and have had to kind of learn on the fly, I'm noticing things here that are just really impressed me, like how you've got her, it's kind of more silhouetted here and the background is light, and then here she's on a dark background. I love that the way that you are just sort of the stuff in the background recedes away into smaller and smaller detail, so it really draws your eye around the page as it needs to be. That's the stuff that I've always kind of struggled with, because I just kind of get lost in the details a bit too much. So this is
that's
really
hard to get
good
rid
stuff.
of.
It is, isn't it? I just found it
like
constant battle with my natural self to say, look, you're not supposed to be drawing in details here, because this is where
it's not that
the eye isn't supposed to be drawn to this point in the to this place on the panel. So yeah, I love how you've done that.
The worst thing you can do is crowd a page. Yeah, that's like you have to simplify with black spotting, because otherwise you just create this like you can
do it. You can do it, but you can do it. But then it gives more work to your colorist, or it makes it harder for them, or it's just it might just change the page. Like they have to like knock stuff back with the colors and bring stuff forward with the colors. But like Blue said, like these pages work by themselves in black and white, and that's very impressive.
Thank you. I grew up. I mean, I've never been able to color, and I hated it so much when I tried. I just never even bothered trying to get good at it. So that's why I've basically only been a black and white artist.
I noticed you're really good with wood grains. Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah, that
all those years splitting wood.
Yep, with a freaking maul.
Do you like drawing? This is just a question between two artists here who like drawing their backgrounds. Do you prefer drawing a sort of more natural stuff like these wooded, these woodlands, or do you like these kind of city backgrounds? What do you prefer getting into?
The city backgrounds of Vestige, I do enjoy drawing, because it's like moody and atmospheric and historical, and I can just like go crazy and look at details and just exude atmosphere. Yeah. But modern, that's the other reason I don't like modern day superhero comics, is they all take place in modern day cities that I just have no experience in and don't particularly care for. So I never really enjoyed drawing modern urban settings. But anything beyond that, yeah, it's like a hit or miss. It could be either or.
Yeah, I find the same thing. I like kind of make my modern day cities look a bit grittier than they actually do, or just kind of color them in ways that are a bit over stylized, or just kind of add some interesting points in them, because I do feel like this is something that I feel as a person. I feel like we've lost a huge part of who we are as a society in our architecture. And I actually think that the whole direction that our architecture in our city, like the way our cities are designed, is a huge contributing factor to a lot of the problems that we have in our society, and that no one feels connected to where they live anymore. And and that's why when we look at this sort of older stuff, even though we weren't there, we feel more connected to it than we do when we look at kind of a big, gigantic, soulless glass structure.
Absolutely.
It's just
especially when you compare
actually
oh, sorry.
No, go on.
Especially when you like compare like a Will Eisner setting of New York compared to most modern day stuff. At least the downtown like stuff, like Spider-Man kind of stuff, where it's just great, a skyscraper that's just a rectangle. Great.
Michael, you talking about architecture reminds me of the president actually signed an executive order not that long ago to make federal buildings beautiful again and return more to that Greco-Roman style.
Well, someone needs to do it. Prince Charles in the UK is doing the same thing. He's launching initiatives. They're rebuilding entire towns in a more British style. There's a couple of Twitter accounts I follow that just they show what used to be there, which was beautiful. And maybe you need a little bit of restoration. So what? But what they did instead is they tear it down, these amazing buildings, and put up these soulless kind of communist style, brutalist monstrosities.
Brutalist, that's the style. Yep.
It's it creates people don't feel invested in where they live, and I think that's a huge contributing factor into what's kind of happening now around the world.
Yeah. And that was deliberate in the brutalist period to literally they knew, hey, this wears on people. This keeps people emotionally low, or which meant, I forget what the term for the mentality is, but the communists really did want that and enforced it in the USSR.
And just bringing it back to the comic here, it's the same. Like, you don't have to live in nature ever to appreciate it when, say, you leave the city finally and you go out to the forest or wherever. You will feel an emotional connection to it, even if you've never really been there or had many of it. It's just something in us. It's inside us as humans. So that's why
totally went robot on all of us.
Oh, did I? I was just saying that we all feel connected to nature, even if we are not familiar with it. That's a little bit like how we feel more connection to older architecture and beautiful architecture than today's monstrosities.
Still can't pet bears though.
You can't pet bears. No. Walk away slowly, depending on what kind of bear they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, they're not your friend.
When you were in art school, did they discuss something called fractals? Dang, I was hoping you'd say yes.
That's the answer.
Do you remember that Japanese woodcut print of the waves spilling over?
Oh, yeah, that's a great one.
Okay,
tsunami?
It's tsunami. One of the great things about it is that the foam pieces on the wave, they cut in half a larger foam piece, and then each piece itself is cut in half by a smaller foam piece, and it just if you go smaller and smaller, if looking at the image, it would to make you feel small. Yes, thank you. It's a mathematical thing that has to do with well, anyway, they should be teaching it in art. If you go back to your branches there, if we scroll up one page, your branches look really, maybe 2 pages. Your branches look really close to being drawn with a fractal pattern, which is natural.
Oh,
so the fractal pattern
I think he's just
in nature. So
he's just copying really what's in nature, and that is what nature does.
Basically, he traced it. That's what
you're a tracer.
It's a good way to learn.
Yeah.
There was a famous artist who said, "You draw a leaf by imagination, and then you can draw another leaf by imagination. Eventually, you'll start to just draw the same leaf over and over again. You have to actually reference nature to kind of get some originality into your art."
Yeah,
this looks great, man. I don't know if I scrolled down here before. This is
all
your figures.
All your women have amazing figures. Oh my god!
You know what? They're smashing.
Thank you.
But it's all from the front. That we don't got any badonkadonks to gaze upon.
Maybe later. Maybe later.
They got nice clothes on. What can I say?
Yeah. It's all titty and no ass is all I'm saying.
But it's there. there. You're just not.
It's definitely there.
It's enticing you to see more. Buy this book, and she might turn around. You never know.
You never know.
Pretty sure. She's like throwing out like, are they water Excaliburs? Is that what's happening there?
Yes.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
The Lady of the Lake kind of thing going on there.
Totally.
I don't remember
that is
if
great.
Ryan has spoiled anything, so I'm just gonna say yes.
Well, I can kind of see it there. You can see here in the ends. There's
wow, your art is good if Ryan Miller art doesn't have any snarky remark about it.
Yeah, totally.
He's just like, that is
thick.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There you go.
Not that I would want to draw them any other way, but Gat was pretty specific about, don't even, just not no ugly.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the characters or?
Yeah, definitely. Well, basically, I don't know why you would want to draw an ugly book to begin with, but definitely.
No, we're not about that. I'm totally on board with that as well. Like everyone in my book is pretty good looking.
Mm-hmm.
I think that most people just, that goes back many. That's another thing that we just kind of we know. See, this is what I'm talking about here with the hands. See how they're not all connected? Because you don't have to be. It's all in the way the mind interprets it. This is really good art here, in the simplicity of it.
Well, and that gives freedom too to the colorist, because they get to play more when, it's not like, okay, we're just painting by numbers, right?
Yep.
So,
and as well with the
really
hair,
hard.
It's hard to draw hair well because it's made up of all these tiny little strands, and you've got to find a visual way that kind of meshes with everything else on the page, and you're not just putting in all this unnecessarily detailing. You're just kind of letting the eye figure it out. You've got this hourglass figure down pretty well. Yeah. I'm going to have to say. And this poor lady, what a waste!
Oh,
yeah, seriously.
But yeah, very realistic. Very realistic beauty without being ridiculous.
It must be the Coachman. If that's Jack the Ripper, that must be the Coachman version of it, because
that's what I'm saying. Ripper guy. You don't have to confirm or deny anything.
No spoilers.
We're just supposing. Yeah, because there's the three theories. It was the Coachman, the police officer, or I can't remember who the third guy was, but
an aristocrat.
Yeah, it was some rich guy or something.
Poland, are you here?
I am.
Look.
Hello.
Anthony, I have to apologize for something you might not even know about. I just found out hours ago myself. I guess my teenage son's friend Colin trolled this stream about a week ago. Yes, we remember.
That did happen, Anthony. That did.
So
I timed him out.
Yeah, we had to time him out because it was just non-stop nonsense. Because I know you, and I'm like, I was kind of interacting with you, who I thought was you at the start, just like, oh yeah, this is Anthony, and then it just got weird, and so I just kind of started to ignore it, and Poland had to time you out. So there you go.
My apologies.
Teenagers.
It's all right. It's all good. It's all good. That's funny. There you go. Some nice deep lore.
Well, as you can tell, I'm back at the HQ, so I appreciate you guys bearing with me.
Yes.
Thank you. I see you've got
through all of it.
A new avatar too.
How did he find this out?
Yeah, this one's for Doodle.
I mean, I'm not objecting.
No.
Poland is our resident Lara Croft expert, and Lara Bancroft. Sorry.
That's correct.
And he puts up a new avatar every day. Yeah. He says, Anthony says, "It was at my father's house taking care of him." Yeah. Oh. Did they let you know that they were doing it? Is that how you found out about it? Christopher John is he really likes the line art. So yeah, great job. We agree. But look, we're getting on. Do you have anything you want to show about GIGADEATH? Because I was looking through your Twitter and I couldn't really find much. It's sort of a bit ages ago. Because obviously you've been working on this book for a long time now.
Oh yeah, it's been a while.
Is there anything that you have that you can share? Because man, this is really good stuff. Or maybe you're just gonna have to talk about it.
Let me think, because there's I don't know how to share anything. First of all,
okay.
I guess I can DM you on Twitter, right? And you can share it.
Yep. If you want to do that, that will work.
Sweet. Let me just find.
Because this book, it's like a it's like a sci-fi. I don't know how to describe it, but it's got this, there's all these ships and these really cool landscapes, and yeah, it looks really good. And I want to see. I love to see more spaceship sort of sci-fi stuff in CG, because I think that's kind of one area where we've dropped the ball a little bit. There's a few people doing it, and everything I've seen so far has been really cool, but more people seeing it. So apparently his son Slip mentioned of it earlier tonight.
That sounds about right.
Punks.
It did seem a little weird, I'll be honest.
It did, and Poland was like, Anthony, don't you? I'm like, yeah, I know Anthony. I don't know what was going on there. But then I just kind of forgot about it. So I don't know. I just didn't know if you were like drunk or something. I don't know what was happening.
So the question I was trying to ask in the car, but I got cut off, was the how him and Gat came to come together on this project. But I think you guys went over that.
Yeah, it was behind a dumpster.
Yeah, the dumpster.
We are finding out all the best places to mine artists these days.
I was just wondering, Pat just seems to stumble into everything. Now he's a workout channel. Now he's one of the hottest artists in CG. He's like, oh yeah, comic books. Yeah, I gave him a periphery glance. And now I'm one of the best and hottest.
Yeah,
it works. You put in the work beforehand, and then you can become the overnight success. I tell you time and time again. Yeah, Cracker Jeremy says more sci-fi like Death Sworn, absolutely. And I think GIGADEATH is actually here. He's going to tell us that GIGADEATH is a space sci-fi opera. Yeah, another one is Outlaw Nights that we've looked at, which looks really good. Yeah, we need more of them though, because I really dig that stuff.
Yeah, I love.
He says it's.
And then there's Ultimate Crusaders is kid accessible sci-fi.
Yeah.
I will say, Pat, that I hope this collaboration between you and Gat continues, because I think your art really complements. I love Vestige 1, but I think your art may fit his kind of motif better, what he's going for.
Well, you want to talk sexy ladies. I mean, God, if you're into looking at some nice looking women, good Lord, this is some of the best women I've seen. So
there was a reason that
this one in particular just pow,
so
like, doesn't that look fantastic?
Yeah,
thank you. Can't wait to see that one color too.
Yeah, that's gonna be fantastic. I heard you mention earlier your colorist is kind of ambivalent. They don't seem to do much social media stuff.
Oh yeah,
could be a good thing at the moment.
Yeah, it's probably a good thing.
I wouldn't do it either, honestly, if it wasn't for a career necessity. I really hate social media by itself.
Yeah, well, if they were ever interested in coming on and talking to us, as Mike was saying earlier in the chat, if you guys wanted to come on together, just talk pure art, I'm sure we could accommodate that.
All right, now Twitter is always annoying me in terms of getting art out of the DMs into things. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag them out of the messages you've just sent me.
Sweet.
This is some good stuff. And then I'm going to put them into, well, what's going on now?
Yeah, I got those Doodle DMs.
All right, that's perfect.
Come hard and fast.
He sent me some really good stuff. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm just letting the chat know so they know I'm not just sitting here twiddling my thumbs. I'm going to
I'm sorry if I spoil
these
anything.
Into look, I think getting the art out there, this is how I kind of know about it. So we don't need to talk about the story. We can just, you're the artist, so we can just sit here and drool over the art a little bit.
Yay!
So I don't know if this is in order or anything, but yeah. Well, I'll stop sharing that, and I'll start sharing this. And here we go. All right. So Some GIGADEATH art. I'm going to zoom in a little bit.
It looks so good.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same quality as well. Like, you would have been doing this a while ago.
This actually wasn't that long ago, I think. That's probably why. This is right before I did Vestige 2, actually.
Nice hairy armpit there. See, the women are women and the men are men. That's what I like to see.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
I don't know how else to be, honestly. I grew up in the woods.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this is the first thing I ever saw, and it's hard to like. This looks amazing, like this. Yeah.
Can you
wait
see?
till
There you go.
You wait till you see this colored, because I have seen the colors because I follow the colorist Anne Graham or whatever her name is. It is phenomenal. I really cannot.
That's
stress.
Crazy! Wow.
This explosion here. This really comes to life. You really kind of just imagine these just red hot or yellow hot or whatever glowing orbs of explosion.
Is that really like a floating bus there?
Yeah. He's got all these really cool spaceship things.
Oh, it goes right through it. The ship.
I like how you kind of did the negative on the explosions.
Yeah.
Yep. I was like, I don't want to draw this.
Tell us about these buildings. How did you get these crazy looking buildings? Where did they come from? They just pluck that out of your imagination. What's going on there?
Yeah, it's like you just look up. If you kind of run out, you can run out of ideas or make everything look the same if you just like go from your imagination for a day. So you got to look up a bunch of like, what do other sci-fi buildings look like, and like figure out the culture of it, and then you can hopefully make something that's consistent but not all the same.
Have you ever seen that artist who takes utensils and everyday objects and turns them into spaceships?
Oh yeah.
Ooh, no, I have not.
Really
yeah, go check that out. Just Google it. Like utensil into spaceships, and he'll take like a nutcracker or something, and he'll make a spaceship out of it. He'll start with drawing a nutcracker, and then he'll just kind of add to it, and it's really good stuff. And I think that's like, if you ever run out of
oh yeah, it's
like
really
unexpected stuff, and you're able to. I mean, not that you're. I was just going to say, not that you're struggling here, because these are, these have their own look to it. I've never seen anything quite like this before.
But I think I caught
what I do for spaceships. Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, on that cityscape, I think I caught why they're all different, but they all look like they're in the same culture. They all have an alternating thick and less thick parts of the building.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
See, he didn't even realize he was doing it subconsciously. But yeah, that's so dope.
Buildings are hard for me in terms of like that consistency in the design. But spaceships I love, and the way I do spaceships, at least in GIGADEATH, I probably won't do it again, is I look up deep sea fish, and then I like draw based off of that.
Oh, well, there you go. There you go. You're looking at something unexpected and making it off that. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, GIGADEATH is right. The colored versions are, man, they're so good. So keep an eye. Like, follow Doodle Bags, follow GIGADEATH, follow who is it? Anne Graham.
Anne Graham.
You can see a little bit in that avatar there. That looks amazing.
That's right. I don't know if I can zoom in on chat avatars, but yeah, you can see it there. There you go. It really is. It's got this really
spoilers.
We're not spoiling anything. We're not going to talk about anything. We're just showing off this amazing art. Yeah.
So do you have the same colors across all your books?
Oh no. They're actually they're both the colorist for the writer, really. I'm just the artist. So it's their colorist.
So what fish was this?
That's just the bridge.
This does look a bit like a spine, though. That's
exactly.
Cool. Here's some sort of fish out the window.
I don't remember the names of the fishes for most of these. Actually, it's kind of bad. I probably should have remembered that. No, seriously, dude. This is what I'm talking about. This is why you are one of my favorite artists in Comicsgate. All these faces. This is top-notch stuff. All these different expressions.
Yep. The gesturing.
everything.
The emoting.
The line weight, the taking care of the hair. It's all amazing stuff. And let's just take a moment to admire the female form.
That's why I sent this one.
You like them hips, huh? You like the baby carrying hips. This is the hips where the mothers carry their babies on it, and they're just fine. They just kind of sit there.
Yeah,
that's why men are attracted to women with hips like that, because they don't want to have to carry the babies themselves when they're grown up, because it's harder for us. They're really heavy. My 2-year-old is 16 kilos. I don't know what that is in pounds, but it's friggin' heavy. To give you a comparison, my daughter, she didn't get that heavy until she was 4.5, and he's 2. He's a machine. Boy. He just eats and he eats and he eats.
That sounds familiar.
It's all evolutionary psychology. Anthony Perrin says, "Sex imagination activate." Absolutely. So everyone who isn't aware, this is a book by GIGADEATH, who's in here in the chat. Doodle Bags Pat is the artist, and it's I don't know when it's coming out, but I'm eagerly awaiting it. You're going to be seeing a preview of it in CG Jumpstart. So if you want to grab that, you'll see it in there.
I'll be finishing it after.
Right. Yeah, and you've only got 10 or so pages left to draw on Vestige. Is that what you said?
A
few more than that.
I think I should be done by. I don't remember how many pages actually, but I think I should be done by early to mid-July. At this
That's
point.
amazing.
Yeah, I remember Gat saying that
those guys are serious about getting it out quick. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, you know what? They got a lot of great things that they're doing, and they have a mountain to climb right now to make sure that they're doing positive things. And Vestige is one of the best books that are out there. So, Gat's a great talent. Doodle Bags, you are a part of that success now. And I mean, the more that we can focus on that stuff, the better. So.
I just want to make a good book.
Exactly.
So,
yeah, I don't. Exactly. I'm right there with you. There's so much negativity going around. Our friends are fighting. We hate to see it. I don't want to. I try not to get involved. It's hard not to, but I don't want to tell any other adult on the internet how to behave, so I'm not going to. But I just want to focus on good books, great art, great people. Like we've just met Pat here. Seems like a really cool dude, and his art is. I mean, it really is in top tier as far as I'm concerned. Not just in Comicsgate, in comics.
Just don't go over for a workout because you're just going behind the dumpster. So,
yeah, I wouldn't even. Man, I wouldn't even try.
Again. I cannot wait for the gyms to open again. Oh my god!
No, I can imagine.
Yeah, Pat. As soon as I saw you make your debut on Drawn and Backhold, I was instantly fell in love with your stuff. So I was so excited when they said that you're working on this book.
I was too. I was like, holy shit. It's an interesting show.
It definitely is an interesting show.
It's an hour.
There's also other news afoot today. So this has been a pretty epic day for me and for everyone who's come along with this ride over the last month and a half, month and 10 days or something. And we've had some pretty big news that I'm about to share with you right now. And that has to do with the Lucent. So if you were here yesterday, or was it the day before, we were counting down to 300 backers. We were on 296 or something.
Yep. 4 more.
And
4 more.
We did. And then if you look there, I'm going to zoom in. We're closing in on 350 backers.
That's incredible.
How on earth did that happen?
Something happened.
Something happened.
That's so strange.
Holland, you were kind of in on that. How did that happen?
Well, you see, before I got on the road today, in between doing some work, I decided to shoot old Az a twatter message.
In case anyone doesn't know, Az is Heels versus Babyface on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I said, hey, this new cartoon just came out by Michael Bancroft, highlighting one of Ethan's famous rants. I know you appreciate those. Did you know he also has a comic book? So I linked to Lucent. And as it turns out, he responded to me, which I didn't expect because he's got a ton of followers. He said, yeah, I've actually been keeping an eye on it. And then as I was on the road today, actually on my way out, I see Michael like flipping out on Twitter. I was like, oh, what happened? And then I watched a little bit of the video and I was like, oh my gosh, he actually highlighted it. That's amazing. So, you know,
well,
sometimes
it's 3 minutes long. It's 3 minutes long. I'm going to play it.
Yeah, there we go. Do it.
Sometimes you just cast the line and see what you catch, right?
Poland.
Awesome
yeah,
story.
You've well and truly paid your... this is crazy. I woke up to... I was just lost in thought here because I was remembering I was asleep and someone said something because Clark wakes up. Clark's my too, right? He wakes up in the middle of the night a lot, and I'll just kind of check Twitter notifications when I get woken up. And someone said something about Hills v. Babyface, said something positive about my book, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. That'll be interesting when I wake up in the morning. I'll read that. And then when I woke up, I just kept getting notices like, dude, he shouted out your book on his video. And it's 3 minutes. It's like, what? Are you serious? So, and the funny thing is that I became aware of Az about maybe, I don't know, a month or two ago, and just became an instant fan. I love the way he talks. I love his kind of booming voice. And I actually mentioned, I think, to you guys that I wanted to make a cartoon about him.
Yes.
He had a really good video, and I wanted to cut that down. We did. So if I do end up making a video, it's not because I'm paying him back for this amazing thing that he's done. It's because, I think he is a really funny, insightful guy who obviously, keeps his finger on the pulse. And he's obviously a huge talent. A lot of people subscribe to him and watch his videos. Look at that. It's on nearly 38,000 people views so far.
Awesome.
So, this was what a thing to wake up to. What a thing to wake up to. So let's just have a quick watch that.
Hi everyone, I'm going to have to talk about... so before I do, I want to do something that puts a bit of a smile on my face. This is an Indiegogo campaign that I've been following for a couple of weeks now, and somebody just tweeted me earlier, which kind of gave me a bit of a prod and a poke.
That's you,
I
Paul.
don't know the person. I've never spoken to the person, but I just really like the idea and the concept of this Indiegogo, and not only that, the quality of the artwork and the little bit of the writing that they've shown off is superb. So this is called The Lucent Waking Dream by a chap called Michael Bancroft, who's based in Melbourne, Australia. He's hit his goal of £1,692, currently at just over £12,000 with nearly 300 backers and
Nearly
23 days
now.
left. Now, what kind of really turned me on to this was I found the initial cover very striking.
Sorry, Michael, the whole thing,
it's all roboting.
The whole thing is robot. Nobody can hear a thing.
Has anyone...
I'm sorry, man.
What if one of us plays it?
It's my internet today. Yeah, do you guys want to do that? If you guys can load it up, because my internet is
running Chrome.
I have Chrome.
You need to be in Chrome.
All right, Poland.
All right, hold on.
Let me put the link in the private chat.
Wait, that matters? It has to be in Chrome?
Oh, no, that's the StreamYard link.
Yeah,
damn it.
The share audio thing only works in Chrome.
Oh.
You shouldn't need to.
You've got to share a Chrome tab.
Oh, I see.
That's odd.
I put the link. See how slow my internet is? It's freaking crazy. I don't know what's going on today. So there you go.
YouTube is scared of Bancroft's success.
Yeah, but can you imagine? Like I was watching it, and my daughter came in, and she's like, "What's this?" And I'm like, "Look, he's talking about me. Look how many subscribers he has." And I said, and then we watched it, and we were like, "Oh, that was really cool." And then we said, I hope I got a couple of new backers from that. And we clicked on it, and it said 340 something, and we ran out. And my wife already knew about it, and
that surpassed all my expectations for just like a whimsical tweet.
That's the best bump you've had so far. Like, that is amazing.
All right, here we go.
Amazing. Well, he gave a really go.
Oh, you want to say something, Michael?
No, go for it.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to talk about something really stupid today. So before
Turn up the volume.
Do something that puts a bit of a smile on my face. This is an Indiegogo campaign that I've been following for a couple of weeks now. Someone just tweeted me earlier, which kind of gave me a bit of a prod and a poke. I don't know.
Turn up Chrome's volume in your system.
The person, but I just really like the idea and concept of this Indiegogo, and not only that, the quality of the artwork and the little bit of the writing that they've shown off is superb. So this is called The Lucent Waking Dream by a chap called Michael Bancroft, who's based in Melbourne, Australia. He's hit his goal of £1,692. It's currently at just over £12,000 with nearly 300 backers and 23 days left. Now, what kind of really turned me on to this was I found the initial cover very striking. And then when I scrolled through to see the artwork, look at this. Don't know if that's traced, but it's beautiful. London.
It's not traced.
Look at this here as well. This is some great artwork.
Yeah.
It looks dark and mysterious and what is going on. So it just really kind of appealed to myself. And then the little blurb to get you interested. The Lucent is an ongoing fantasy series set in a world not too dissimilar from our own, but where nothing is as it seems. It's a place where ancient shadow societies hiding in plain sight train a select few to tap into mysterious abilities, to fight secret wars for control of the future. And I think one thing which appealed to me as well is I really like the concept of the MMORPG, The Secret World, even though the game itself was a bit of a letdown. I really like the idea of a contemporary MMORPG that was based around secret societies and stuff like that, and sort of almost Lovecraftian in some respects, but mysteries and all kind of weird and wonderful business going on. And I'm a fan of shows like Supernatural and murder mysteries and suspense and noir and thrillers and things like that. So I really like this. I've backed it. I'm not logged into my Indiegogo, obviously. I've backed this campaign, and I thoroughly recommend that you do too. So link is in the description box down below if you want to go show support. Now let's get on to some really dumb stuff about Doodle.
You gotta make sure you put in an extra sticker or something for that guy. I mean, that guy needs some customer service for promoting your book like that.
Uh-oh. Yeah. He dropped out.
And Bancroft is... Yeah, I wasn't trying to chase you off, Bancroft. I promise.
Jeez, Bandito, what in the world?
Potato internet.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know how that went. It was constantly dropping out for me. Hopefully, it was working for you guys.
It was perfect.
It played. Yeah.
I was just saying.
Great.
Bancroft, you need to give that guy an extra sticker or an extra something. That guy needs some customer service, because
absolutely
for him to promote like that for you is, yeah.
But Doodle Bags, thank you for showing off
amazing.
The other book for us, the GIGADEATH. That one looks really cool too.
Yeah.
Sweet, thank you. Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's gonna be right after.
Yeah, Antoine, I like this. It's a chap called Michael Bancroft.
It's so bizarre too, because
I've just become a fan of his, and I've been watching 2 or 3 videos of his a day now. Just kind of, they're just like really quick little things. I can just put them on, and it's just you hear about all the crazy stuff going on, and then to see him talking about my book, completely like he said, he's never spoken to me, I've never spoken to him. Maybe I've said, oh, I really like your show or something once in a comment or something, but he definitely wouldn't remember that. Horace says, yeah, we need cross-pollination, get the fandom, Menace, and others on board. I completely agree. I sent out a tweet earlier today saying, look, we're all kind of fighting in the same battlefront, in the same war, even if, we're on, fighting smaller, different battles. And the more together we get, the more likelihood is that we're going to win. And by win, I mean our IPs and our whatever we're making becomes a success. And that's how we beat them, is we show them like that this is what people actually want.
The little round top of the entertainment battle.
I saw that. Very good. Thanks, GigaDeath. Yeah, cheers, man. Hey, CG World Order's here. How's CG World Order?
Hell.
Yeah, he is the guy who holds up the whiteboards. That's people love that. People love kind of lo-fi. This is what YouTube is about. It's not the big flashy stuff. I'm definitely going to have to do something really good for Az, because that is that is something really special that he's done for me there. I don't know if I'll be doing that, Ryan Miller. I'll put something extra special in his package for him, because that was really cool for him to do. He didn't have to do that at all, and it was like 3 minutes or something.
Michael, you tickled his bits and pieces. Did you hear that?
You're still making propositions here.
That London skyline got his loins tingling.
Oh, wow, very good, very good.
You've already done enough for him, maybe.
I had no idea that it would have that kind of impact on the man.
He owes you for Gallipoli, so it's fine.
I'll have to bring that up with him. Yeah, very cool, very cool. What are you sharing there, Bandito? What's going on?
Hold on a sec.
This isn't another Hey Mike moment, is it?
No.
Not that type of stream.
Well, maybe. You can let me know what's going on with this.
I'll have a look. I don't mind having a look.
It's okay. We were talking about household items being used to turn into spaceships.
Yeah, that's it. There you go.
Yeah. So
that's a bit more on the nose, that one, but
I
I've
like
seen
the
other
remote.
ones.
The remote one.
Yeah, there you go. You got the what are those things called? Spinners? What are they?
Spinners.
Fidget spinners.
Fidget spinner, yeah.
Fidget spinners.
Whoops.
Oh,
Yeah, it's amazing. You could just find stuff and then
What's that?
do it.
A lemon and some spoons? What is that?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
So yeah, really good guy. Really cool artwork that he's doing.
I love this. Yeah, it's like really Mobius.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Oops.
It's exactly right. You can't just keep continuously pulling things out of your imagination and have them be fresh and unexpected. And like you can see here, it's not taking much. He's really just taking the basic shape.
It's like the silhouette.
Yeah,
and slot.
That's great.
Yeah, he's just taking the basic shape and slapping engines on.
I like how he
Yeah.
put, like still has the blue in there, and that's
Yeah.
really cool.
In a way, it's kind
It
of
also helps.
cutely subversive, like not natural in the terms of outdoor camping natural, but things you see every day become normal to you or normalized, and then so you see artwork like this, not knowing the what he was redrawing, and it's like it seems like it's natural or normal, it belongs there.
Yeah.
And
Exactly,
it's just
yeah.
sneaking into your brain.
Yeah.
What were you gonna
It's
say?
also more realistic. Too.
Liminal.
And that's it. That's all we got for today.
Anthony, is that your son's friend typing again? Good stuff. All right, guys. My time is up. I've got to hand my laptop
you've gone
over to
late.
my daughter. No, it's okay today because it's a public holiday. This isn't a lunch break. I still do have to hand over the computer over, and I have work to do.
Give me 5 more minutes.
Yep.
Five
what do you
minutes
got?
here.
Yep.
Because there's another project that has dropped today, and if people want to take a quick look, Sins of the Fae. This is by Zevius and Lord Buddy and Josen Art, and it's just dropped today. We don't need to go through it or anything, but just want to put it in front of people.
Good.
Yeah,
That art already looks awesome.
Xevious is the colorist for it. We've had him on the show before. He actually dropped into the chat here a little while ago, but I think he had to head out. And he has some amazing things going on with this project. One of his tiers is that he's doing original paintings for one of the big whale tiers, and then the artist is also doing pinups. So there's a lot of original art to pick up on this project, and I mean the book just looks amazing. Hold on, let me get to.
It looks great.
We were talking about women earlier, and they don't slouch. So
interesting hidden world story. We'll just leave it at that. Yeah.
So lots of great stuff going on. Anyway, I just wanted to put that bug in people's ears and get it out there for people to go take a look at. But we'll do something more.
What are the colors?
More official later on down the road.
He was talking about the he's sort of really gone with a real saturated, lots of heavy colors and stuff. That was the kind of the vibe he was going with, and he got into that a little bit. Yeah, yeah. What did you say? Heavy metal, Bandito. Yeah.
It's like a Bakshi animation.
Antoine says, spacecraft are essentially a shaft and two thrusters. I wonder what that brings to mind. Mike? GigaDeath, you're absolutely welcome, man. Your book looks amazing. You've definitely struck gold here with your boy Pat. So well done on that. We're just big fans over here. In case you haven't noticed.
Remember, Pat, stay humble.
Well, look, everyone.
So to carry on where Michael Bancroft was saying, it's really good to also be crossing lines like this as well. I mean, we know that there's a lot of drama out there, but we need to be able to show that we can all still get along. We just got to focus on the books, focus on the creators, focus on what brings us joy, and I think there's a better path moving forward for us. So,
absolutely,
yeah.
We need Mike to robot out and then end the stream. That's perfect. We're stuck here if he doesn't come back.
We have multiple Bancrofts.
Double Mike.
Why are there two?
Can I add another one? Who's talking? Who's this other imposter?
Who is this?
Is this
imposter?
what Ethan was saying when he said get rid of that imposter?
Yes, that's what happened.
He just wow.
I got rid of the real one.
Okay,
all right, guys. Yeah, I really do need to end it. I don't know when the internet is going to crash out again. So, Doodle Bags, Pat, thank you so much for coming on. This has been great. We love what you do, and we can't wait to see more.
Yes, absolutely,
absolutely, dude. We're definitely going to have you back on.
Keep up the great work.
It was really nice. Thank you. I will certainly try, and I will succeed.
Awesome.
We know you will. We've seen what you've been capable of already, and it looks freaking amazing. And yeah, everyone, if you like the look of his stuff, he's got Vestige 2. Keep an eye out for GigaDeath. Keep an eye out for CG Jumpstart. Anthony Perrone. Look, I think I really might now because I remember it was really good stuff that he was kind of doing his thing where he yells. I'm talking about Hales v Babyface. He kind of yells into the like that. It was really cool. It was really funny stuff. So I think I might actually end up doing that, but not right now because I'm going back right now. And we're working on the Lucent all afternoon and probably all night. I'm getting some new pages together so that I can have something new to show off when I go on to Raging Golden Eagles channel, which will happen in a few days. So keep your eye out for that as well. I'm also going to go on to Captain F Head's channel. I don't want to say his real name right now because my daughter's probably listening. But yeah, keep your eye out for that. And anyone who's in the chat, if you haven't backed the Lucent, go and check that out as well. Vestige 2. And yeah, I will see everyone else soon. Thank you to everyone in the chat. How the panel.
The chat. You're as sexy as a Doodle Bags drawing.
Thank you. Hey. Yeah. You can buy pages. They look good. I am told.
Awesome.
Consummate salesman there. Excellent. Yeah. All right, guys. Other than that, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Goodbye.